What up gamers, I'm Jason, and today on Dice & Dragons I'm going to be unboxing the latest expansions for Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. We've got the Time Force Ranger Pack and the Merciless Minions Pack. Now this game is published by Renegade Game Studios and designed by Jonathan Ying. In the Time Force Ranger Pack you'll be becoming a member of the Time Force team. You're going to be using your time shifting abilities and abilities from the future in order to stop Ransik from completing his goal and changing the course of history. Now, we don't have Ransik in a lot of the characters yet from Time Force, but I'm sure we're going to see the villains coming up in the near future. Now, with the Merciless Minions Pack, it's going to be rounding out the minions for the game. We've got a ton of content for the Machine Empire, but we don't have their followers. They will be included in this pack. You'll be getting the cogs as well as the cyclobots that will be joining the game, as well as a brand new deck for the original putties that came in the core box. You've got the new chaos putties, and those cards will replace the existing ones, but you'll be using the miniatures you already have, as well as the locations that came in the original game. There are also 4 new locations in this box. I think I've talked enough about these 2 expansions. Let's take a look at what's inside. Now we're going to take a look at the Time Force Ranger Pack, as well as the promo Zords that came when you pre-ordered this expansion. The promos give you the Shogun Zords, so we're going to take a look at those first. We've got the red Shogun Zord, blue Shogun Zord, black, yellow, white, and I don't want to go through what all of these the abilities are, but I've looked at them a little bit. They're pretty cool. Like, for example, this one, when you place a card at the bottom of the deck, you can roll 2 dice and deal that much damage to an enemy. I believe with the Shogun Megazord here, you exhaust this card when any enemy card deals damage to a ranger, and you can prevent all of it and reflect it back to the enemy card. That's really powerful. And then the Shogun Ultra Zord, exhaust this card at the start of any ranger turn in battle to deal 2 damage to each enemy card. So they are definitely some pretty cool Zords and a nice addition to the game, especially if you're a Mighty Morphin fan like myself. So now let's dive into the Time Force Ranger Pack. We're going to go over some of their cards and abilities, try to focus on their big ones. I don't want to go into too much detail during the unboxing. We'll take a look at a lot of the stuff in more detail when we look at the components and when we finally review it. We should be catching up on a lot of the Power Rangers content, probably starting with Time Force in the near future. So we've got the Time Force Ranger Pack with this nice sheet. Tells us what you get. The 5 Rangers, if you're wondering where Jen is, she is included as the pink Time Force Ranger and Shattered Grid. You got 50 combat cards. You get the new Megazord, 6 Zord cards, 5 character cards, and then just some of the rules as to how to use the Time Force Megazord, Eric's Quantum Power, and just reminding you where to look for information as how to integrate the Time Force Ranger Pack with the other content you may have for the game. And just we got some promo stuff here for other Renegade games. Now here we've got our cards. So this is the new Time Force Megazord token. So it just replaces the Megazord token. We've got Wes. I'm going to be drawing a blank probably on all their names. We've got Time Force Red. Let's put them over here. We've got Eric, the Quantum Ranger, or if you prefer the Japanese version, he would be Time Fire. We've got our Green Ranger, our Yellow Ranger, as well as our Blue Ranger. Now, we're starting to get into seasons that I do know, like some of the villains, some of the major characters, but I definitely do not know all of them. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Rangers and their Zords first, just because I want to make sure we got all their names. And this is the stuff that we're really going to focus on showcasing for the unboxing. So Time Force Red, Willful Strength. Once per battle, when any Ranger plays an attack card, you may reveal an attack card with the same energy cost from your hand. Treat the played card as having the attack value of the revealed card. So that's pretty cool. We've got Lucas Kendall, so that's our Blue Ranger. Flexibility, once per battle, when any Ranger reveals a card for defense, you may choose a card from your hand and you can use that card's abilities instead. That's pretty cool. Or shields. Heavy Force for Katie Walker. Time Force Yellow. Once per battle, when any ranger gains energy, you may reduce the amount gained by up to 2 energy, then deal an equal amount of damage to an enemy card of your choice. Because of some of the cards I've seen in some of the Zords, that could be very powerful in certain combinations. We've got Trip, Time Force Green. Once per battle, you may look at the top card of any enemy deck. You may swap that card with a non-passive enemy card from the same deck that is not yet resolved in the combat sequence. Then you gotta shuffle the deck. That's pretty cool. Eric Myers, the Quantum Ranger. At the start of each battle, roll 2 dice. Place one of them on this card. This is your Quantum die. Once during each of your attacks, you may swap 1 die from the attack with your Quantum die. The swap die becomes your new Quantum die. That's pretty cool. So you got the Time Flyer number 1. Exhaust this card during any ranger turn in battle. Instead of playing a card, any ranger may discard 1 attack card to use a 4-die attack. Pretty cool. Exhaust this card during a battle to gain 1 energy. Any ranger may swap their hand with their deck. If they do, they must then shuffle their deck. Exhaust this card at the start of the battle for Time Flyer 3. Swap positions of any number of the Foot Soldier cards. Time Flyer 4. Exhaust this card during a battle, and you may spend up to 2 energy. For each energy spent, deal 2 damage to a different enemy card. Then we got the Quantosaurus Rex. Exhaust this card during a battle, roll 2 dice, and place them on this card. When any ranger performs an attack, they may swap any rolled dice with dice from this card. At the end of the battle, you must remove all dice from the card. We got the Time Force Megazord. You exhaust this card to place the Megazord token in any location. At the start of each battle in that location, choose the Fasten Guard keyword. Rangers may ignore the chosen keyword until the end of the battle. Not sure I love that one. Shadow Winger. So we've got exhaust this card at any time to swap positions of any 2 ranger and outer locations. So cool stuff, but definitely I would have to say in terms of Zords, or at least Megazords, definitely not my favorite. I really like those Zords that let you hit a lot of characters, well, a lot of enemies. So here we've got Time Force Red doing Brazen Strike, so lots of cool attack cards. Chrono Blaster, which deals 3 damage, and you may divide it amongst any number of enemies. Chrono Break, I want to try to find his really unique stuff. The Big Gun, the V1 Blaster, 6-die attack. After any ranger may discard 1 attack card from their hand with an energy cost of 1 or 0. This card gains the ability of that text, so that is pretty cool. So Chrono Blaster, Chrono Thrust, Keep Your Cool, Stylish Strike, some cool cards. The V2, 4-die attack. Reveal 1 card from your hand, and for each shield on that card, add 1 die to the attack. Ambiguous Warning. Play this card at the start of a battle. Shuffle this card into another ranger's deck. When this card is revealed for defense, you gain an energy. Definitely very cool. The V3 Blaster. 3 die plus 3 damage. I'm just going to put these cards down for the moment. You may remove any number of dice from this attack before rolling. For each die removed, any ranger may take the top card from their discard pile, place it on the place it on the bottom of their deck. So that's pretty cool. All or Nothing. So what is All or Nothing here? Gain 3 energy, another ranger may immediately play 1 card. Remove all energy from the shared energy pool at the end of this turn. Ooh, make sure it's a big one then, but that's pretty cool. The V4 Blaster, 4-die attack, gain 1 energy. You may remove any number of dice from this attack before rolling to increase the amount of energy gained by the same number. So we got Focus Strike, Quantum Cut, Quantum Defender. Good stuff. So Silver Guardian's reaction. So the Quantum Defender looks to be like his big attack. 3-die attack, and after you resolve this attack, deal the result of your Quantum die to each enemy card adjacent to the target. So if that's set up properly, it can be very powerful. So there you have it. We've taken a look at the Time Force Rangers. We're going to put them away, and we'll definitely take a look at them in more detail when we review the components. But for right now, we'll get these back in the box, and hopefully these will be getting to the table within the next couple of weeks. It's been quite a while since we've had a chance to get Heroes of Grid back to the table. We've got a lot of content to cover for it, so I know that I want to make a big push through it in Julie's game as well, so it should be some fun. Now keep it right here as we're next going to take a look at the Merciless Minions Pack #1, so we get some more minions for the game, something that a lot of people have said is really needed. Now let's take a look at what's in the box for Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid, the Merciless Minions Pack. I know a lot of people like myself have been eagerly awaiting this. We've got a whole ton of content for the Zeo Rangers in there, and we don't have the cogs. So here we've got just the sheet. It tells you what the components are, the enemy cards. It explains how to use the Chaos Buddy cards that we'll take a look at, as those cards are going to be an alternate deck that you can use for the existing enemies. So because we mentioned the Chaos Buddies, I wanted to show these. These were other promo packs that we got, and these cards here are for the Ranger Sentries. So you can use these with Shadow Grid to replace the Mastodon Troopers deck. You'll still only have the Mastodon Trooper miniatures to represent the Foot Soldiers, but you're now going to get a little bit more variety that better reflects what was going on during Shattered Grid. So we've got the new locations. As you can see, they're falling out already, so I'll punch them all. So Interstate Highway. When a Ranger moves away from this location, they must discard the top card of the deck, depending on the mode that you're playing on. We've got Stone Canyon High. When a Ranger moves away from this location, they may choose one card from the discard pile and place it on top of their deck. We've got the Biolab. During each battle in this location, the first time a Foot Soldier card is defeated, do not place its figure on the experience track. Well, that's no fun. And then we've got the Clock Tower, where during each battle in this location, the first time a soldier card is defeated, take an extra figure from the supply and place it on the experience deck. Oh, so in one, it'll go slower, and another, it'll go faster. So that's pretty cool. And let's just move that stuff off camera a little bit more. So we've got the Merciless Minion Pack here. I guess I got the box a little turned around. Not a big deal. We'll just lift them up. Got to get under there anyway to take a look at the cards. So I guess I just leave them like that. I thought they went in the other way, but it doesn't matter all that much. So we've got the Cyclobots, and as you can see, they all very much look the same. Now, one thing that people are going to have to remember is you're not going to have as many minions as you may have putties, so you may get into trouble in terms of enemy spawns and how many enemies you got on the board. So we got the Cyclobots. And here we've got the cogs. Love the look of these miniatures. Definitely feels like it comes straight from the show. So here we've got the new enemy decks. And we'll start with the look at the Chaos Buddies. And let's just see if there's... So these just replace the regular putty decks here. So let's take a quick look at them. Train one and then skip the next Ranger turn this battle. Chaos Burst. Deal an amount of damage to a single Ranger equal to the number of cards in their hands. Their hand is empty. They must discard the top card of their deck instead. No fun. Erratic movement. While this card is in play, increase the health value of each adjacent enemy card by 1. So you can see they can be a little bit of a pain. We don't want to look too much at this in detail. We'll be here too long. Clockwork Blaster is a fast card. Drain 1 energy. Deal 2 damage. Disassembly required. While this card is in play, when another Foot Soldier card would be defeated by damage, all hit tokens are removed from that card, and this card is defeated instead. That's definitely annoying. Shock Spirit, drain 2 energy, and unless the Ranger suffers 3 damage to prevent it. So, cogs definitely don't look that easy. We got the Cyclobots, deal 2 damage to 2 different Rangers. Train 1, but it's just a really strong defensive card. Forward March. While this card is in play, after each adjacent enemy card resolves, deal 2 damage. So no fun. And then these are the new location. So, your cogs, Cyclobots, and then the locations are tied to. So the Clock Tower and the Biolab, where the cogs are for Stone Canyon High and the Interstate Highway. So we've now taken a look at all of the components in the Merciless Minions Pack. So we're going to get this all boxed back up. And then I'll be coming back at you with a quick outro. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you saw, don't forget to click that like button, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when our next video is released. Also, down below in the video description, you'll find links to all of our social media feeds, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you'd like to see some pictures of Julia and I playing Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid, there are plenty on those feeds. Also down there's a link to multizone.ca, a great Canadian game store. If you're looking to pick up some expansions for your game or get the core game, or any other game by Renegade Game Studios, make sure you click that link. You'll get 10% off your next purchase, and it's a great way to support the channel as a portion of that purchase is returned to us. And now popping up in front of me are going to be links to some of our previously released videos. Over here will be our most recent release, and over here it's going to take you back to our review and how to play of the original game. And with that being said, don't forget, keep playing games.